Cheryl and Dean were looking forward to the birth of their first child, and they were shocked when the child was diagnosed with autism. They tried to figure out why this happened to them, but they couldn't find an answer. Life went on. The boy needed care and love. Frank was growing up smart, sweet, and kind, but he was always in his own world. He seemed to be watching everyone from somewhere in his house. It was hard for Cheryl and Dean, but they learned to deal with him. And everything was fine until they tried to get Frank out of his world. It could be a refusal to do something, a loud noise, or 1,000 other things that some other child wouldn't pay attention to. But Frank would get on the floor, bellowing and throwing tantrums. "I can't do this anymore," Cheryl complained to Dean. "It happened again in the mall, and everyone was looking at me. I love him very much, but when this happens to him, I'm embarrassed. What are we being punished for?" They went to the doctors. They prescribed drugs that curbed the seizures, but it made Frank lethargic and sleepy. Now he was constantly somewhere deep within himself, as if he had boarded up a window to his world. Dean has read hundreds of articles and forums about children with this condition, and everyone agreed that they needed to find something that would calm the child. Dean and Cheryl have given up strong medications, and one day, Dean noticed how Frank runs his finger on the floor during his breakdown. He gave his son a highlighter, and Frank calmed down. He sat on the floor in the mall and painted. Dean realized drawing calms him. Dean bought his son everything for painting. Cheryl always had a few pencils and a marker wherever she went, and Frank worked wonders. His seizures became very rare. He began to smile more. It became easier to communicate with him. But most importantly, his paintings were fascinating. They were stories told by images. He painted life, but as if looking at it from his own world. Dean could spend hours looking at his son's drawings, like reading a book. Cheryl sent a series of her son's works to a gallery, and the next day, a reply came. They asked who this brilliant artist was, and were ready to organize an exhibition. "I am so ashamed that I was embarrassed of my son," Cheryl was saying. "Dean, he's more talented and smarter than you and me. He's the best, the kindest, and I'm proud of him." Nowadays, Frank continues painting stories and conquering the world with his view of ordinary things. And Dean and Cheryl know for sure that Frank was not a punishment, but their luck and reward. Autism is not a sentence. It may be a test, but one who is not afraid of difficulties will know the kindness of these special people.